So welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about all the things you can sow or plant in the month of April. If you've not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, if you could please do so, because you'll get lots of helpful hints and tips all throughout the year from my home garden, my allotment and my home kitchen from time to time. Now I've got my really useful allotment journal here because I can never remember what I plant at different or sow at different times of the year, so I write it down to give myself a bit of a guide. It's not to say that I stick to it completely, but it just gives me a little bit of a rough idea of what I do, because there's so many seeds and you look at the backs of the packet and they have such a wide time of when you could sow them. You know, you kind of really want to stagger everything. So when I tell you what you can be planting, there's often a wide range of months that you could be sowing it. It's more of a case of doing a little bit this month and a little bit next month and kind of spreading it out over the coming months so that you get everything out that you want to get out. Now, something I've already started to get out are my potatoes. So they've already been chitting, so some of them are already in the ground, my Charlotte potatoes. These are my kestrel, and as you can see they've chitted really lovely and they will go direct into the soil at my allotment. So I'll be getting those out in the next few weeks, and I've got some other Picasso potatoes out there which I'll be doing exactly the same with. Your onion sets. Now obviously you can start those off in module trays, the choice is yours, or direct sow. Personally I've put mine straight out, so onion sets are something that you'd be starting off this month as well. So there's some other things, if you've not already started them off, these are things that you should really be getting cracking with, I've got to say. Leeks, so I've already sowed some leeks and they're sitting in my conservatory at the moment and starting off. So you wouldn't direct sow those into the ground at the moment, you would just sow them indoors. Tomatoes exactly the same, so they need to be in a frost-free environment. So, you know, if you've got a greenhouse that's heated or you think is warm enough, and personally I haven't got a greenhouse at the moment, so mine are in my conservatory. So if you've not started any tomatoes, then you need to get cracking with those. And if you intend to start any peppers or aubergines from seeds, or chilli peppers, again, you really must be getting these out this month, otherwise you're going to be cutting it fine. I've started off some tomatoes, leeks and chillies, but with my peppers and my aubergines, I'm probably going to buy grafted plants from a local garden centre. I did that last year and I had the best crop ever. So, you know, it's up to you whether you want to do that. Whenever I'm showing people seeds, you don't have to start everything off yourself. Don't forget that. You can do some starting off yourself and some buying small plants. So I always do a mixture every single year. So, other things that you could be sowing at the moment are, now pretty much all these you could either sow in module trays or you could direct sow. Personally I'll direct sow all of these that I'm going through now, and I'll either be putting these in April or I'll be putting them in May. So Bright Lights Chard, actually having said that I have started some of those off in module trays because I like to get them a little bit earlier. So Bright Lights Chard, turnip, that one shouldn't be there. More turnip, I think I've got quite a lot of turnip. There's quite a few reduced when I went at the end of the seed sale. Parsnip, radish, carrot, various types of beetroot there. I should probably try and get some mixed coloured ones, which I've not got at the moment. I really like the mixed coloured beetroots, but I've only got the darker ones at the moment. And some spring onions. So they can go straight into the ground if you want them to in April, or indeed, like I say, you've still got plenty of time if you want to leave it a little bit longer. Something else I will be starting off, I have already started off, is kale. So if you've not already started off some kale and you want some kale, really good idea if you start it off this month. I've already started some off, so I'm fine with those. Other things you can be starting off are various salad leaves. Again, I've started off a small tray of those indoors. It's a little bit too cold probably for them to be outside, so I've just got some started off in module trays, but you know, the month will start to warm up and you might be able to put some direct out into the ground in April. It does all depend where you live really, so that's another thing, all depending where you live, you kind of have to use your common sense a little bit. And the worst case scenario is if you start seeds off and they don't grow, you can always put some more out. You know, we don't get successes with everything. Something I will definitely be starting off this month, and I'll be starting these off indoors or in my greenhouse when we put it up, are my French beans. So I'll definitely be starting these off this month. I always do my climbing French beans first because I do them more as an early crop. It's one of my favourite things to do. So those would definitely be started off in April, and I'll start those off undercover, like I say. Runner beans can be started off this month if you wanted to as well. So I've got various different varieties of runner beans there. Again, you know, I'll be starting those off in a frost-free environment because they would be very badly affected by the frost if it got to them at the moment. And one of my things that I love doing the most is actually my courgettes and my squashes. I love growing all different shapes and sizes of squashes. So again, they will be in a frost-free environment. So they will start off in a propagator to get them started, and then I'll probably have them in my conservatory. And if I think it's warm enough, they might get out into the greenhouse in April, but I'll obviously have to keep an eye on the weather. So the different types I've got here are Zucca, which is a very big kind of pumpkin, which is really lovely. One of my favourite squashes, which is sweet dumpling. One of the reasons I like that so much is because it stores really, really well. I'm actually still got a few left stored at the moment, which I'm still eating from last year. Sunshine, which is another lovely variety. And spaghetti squash, if you've not tried spaghetti squash, that's a really unusual variety. As you can see, the flesh, when you pull a fork through it, it is a little bit like spaghetti. So that's a really fun and interesting one to do. Something I did for the first time last year was mashed potato squash, which I really enjoyed. I put it in soups quite a bit and it had a lovely texture. I really enjoyed it. And some courgettes as well. So I've got custard white, which I quite like. I've got a darker courgette there, just a normal traditional one, and some round ones. And there's every chance I'll end up in a garden centre and I'll buy some other varieties as well. So I just wanted to do a recommendation for a company as well. It's called Cultivating Change, and they're actually giving away free seeds at the moment. So I registered for it. It's all to do with helping with your helping your mind and helping your general well-being. So we will put a link in the description of this video if you want to register and try and get yourself some free seeds. But literally, I filled out a little questionnaire, a little bit about myself, and they very kindly sent me a whole host of seeds here that I'll be putting in over the coming season. So the ones they sent me were, and they're quite big packets as well. So coriander. So a winter squash, some radish, so nasturtiums, frilly leaf salad mix, some cress, a bee and butterfly flower mix, some sunflowers, which I didn't have any sunflowers, so that would be really good, and some courgette called Ambassador F1, so a pumpkin called Harvest Moon F1, and also some Swiss chard and rainbow chard. So like I say, we'll put a link in the description so you can have a look at that website and maybe get yourself some free seeds as well. It's all about cultivating change, which obviously is the name of the website itself. Now, I do hope you've enjoyed watching my video of what I'm going to sow now. I'd love to know what you're sowing now and how you're getting on with the start of the season.